episode of ISL Podcast, where we discuss, teachers and students discuss significant issues of our modern society. Okay? We are here today with Teacher Davis, Teacher Paul, students from grade 10, Hongbeng, William, and Kampon, and grade 12 students, Leo, LJ, Hani, Nina, and Ulang. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so today's topic, it's all about education. Specifically, some children receive almost no encouragement from their parents regarding their performance at school, while others receive too much pressure from their over-enthusiastic parents, which can have a negative impact on their children. Why do you think some parents put too much pressure on their children? And what do you think the role of a parent should be in their child's education? May I please start with our teachers joining us today?
Oh, okay. What question should I answer?
Either.
Please repeat.
All right, okay. So why do you think some parents put too much pressure on their children?
Okay. I believe some parents put pressure on their children because they want their children to do better than they have already done. As a parent, you want your kid to be better than you.
Right.
So you always put that pressure to say, hey, if I reach this point, you can go further.
That's true, right? Who feels that way? Can I see a hand? That's how you feel. Okay, all right. Thank you, Teacher Davis. Okay, your mom feels that way. Okay, all right. For those of you who raised your hand, how does that feel? Does it feel good?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Please,
Because it seems like good advice from our parents who regretted before and they don't want us to do the same thing, the same mistakes.
The same mistakes.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, talking about like parental pressure on children, I believe that to some extent it's healthy and it's a good pressure
Okay.
for students to have like motivation to study. However, too much pressure still is toxic.
Okay. The word toxic, right? LJ, would you like to add up?
No.
Not yet. Okay. From that word, toxic. Yeah? Toxic pressure. Toxic environment. Who would like to add up to that one? Teacher Paul, could you please?
Sure. I mean, either way, right? But we're talking about the pressure of making the children do everything perfectly at all times. So sometimes when you're pressuring the children too much, it seems that maybe it could be negatively, affecting the child from maybe being overworked, overthinking, and the child may be affected the next day for maybe not sleeping enough or being afraid. So when they're being afraid, then maybe if they have something like a lower score than they were expected, then they'll be very discouraged.
That's true though. Yeah, the word afraid, yes? When a child gets a low score, somehow he or she feels afraid because their mom or their dad might, might scold them or might get disappointed. Okay? Has anyone felt that way?
Yes.
It's yes, but
Yeah.
okay. Honey, would you mind to share?
In case of mine, I would say that my parents, they don't pressure.
Okay.
But because of that, I'm pressuring myself to like their expectation. Because as they don't say that, I believe that they always expect something good for me. So I try my best to do working on the things to become perfectly solution. That's like pressure myself, like doing the better thing. Like sometimes, parents will say, you already do, you don't have to be more, but still we have that kind of personality and
Okay, all right.
I actually know a student. So I remember I was teaching one student and she got 80%. but she cried.
She cried.
She cried.
You can relate.
Oh, she happened.
But
You can relate. Okay?
She cried because she said that wasn't good enough. I was
Not good
like,
enough.
oh no, it's 80%.
Yeah.
She said, no, teacher, you don't understand. My mom is going to kill me.
Alright, okay.
it's experienced in our class. Like example, Mina, she always get 90 and in the test
Mhm.
she get 89.
Mhm.
And she said, oh my god, and the one who get like 15, it's okay, Mina. It always be like this.
That's always the feeling, huh? Okay. How about from our 10th grade students? Anyone who would like to share? Come on.
I think like, do you remember it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it. I think it was 5 minutes and we had 80 and then we started at 92.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And when you saw how he reacted to 80%, how did you feel? What were you thinking then?
I was laughing.
You were laughing. Okay. Alright.
But I think it was really cool that he's trying to like live up to his parents' expectations.
Living up to your parents' expectations, right? Leo, how about you?
For me, I not get much pressure
Mhm.
on my parents,
Mm-hmm.
but they want me to be like that, like don't use the physical like too much like that. They want to use all brain and physical both of them.
Okay.
But my mom is expecting like do the good work and don't be complained by the teacher.
I see.
Like don't get that.
Yeah.
Like I can try do everything but not the negative way.
Okay. All right.
Can do but not too high,
Uh-huh.
too hard.
Yes.
Like can like go out with friends, you
Yeah.
can go like this point, this spot like the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's maybe from 12 o'clock or 10
Mhm.
p.m. But if you more that is not good.
Okay, it's beyond the line. So staying on the
Yeah.
safe side.
Yeah,
Okay,
not
staying-
crossing the line.
Not crossing the line. Okay, that's very well said. Now, how about this? What do you think the role of a parent in a child's education? I would like to take the grown-ups' opinion on this one.
Can I go first?
Yeah.
So I believe, I'm not a parent yet, but I believe the role of the parent should be somewhat of an encourager, a motivator. If your kid gets 50%, not saying 50% is good enough, but if your kid gets 50%, encourage them, let them know they can do better than 50.
Right.
Don't be hard on them saying, you're a failure,
Mhm.
this, that. No. Then your kid is not going to work hard. You know?
Mhm.
They'll end up cheating just to please you.
Right.
They won't learn.
That's right.
They'll always come from. Mina is the smartest. Let me sit next to her.
Uh-huh.
I'll copy the answers. I just want to please my parents.
That's right.
Yeah? So your kid ends up getting perfect scores, but
Yeah.
they're learning nothing.
That's true.
I agree with this teacher really
Uh-huh.
because we must not shout and like do something
Mhm.
perfect.
Mhm.
We must find a mistake
Mhm.
instead.
Yeah.
Like where is the mistake there? If they sleep enough or if they learn enough.
Mhm.
Like we just find the step by slowly like
Okay.
how they work and how did they get the best score.
I see.
Must have the reason.
Yeah. Well
I want to
said.
add more.
Yeah.
So, like, before everything, in terms of parents, I would say like you should understand your child that which type of person or which type of behavior that your kids have.
Yeah.
He or she like this or that.
Yeah.
In case of like, if your child are like perfectionist,
Mhm.
you want everything perfect and someday she fail,
Mhm.
yeah, you should be there to support her.
Should be
And-
there to support, yeah.
But if your kids is the type of like, not really care about that much,
Mhm.
and you want them to be like better, you should find a way that should not attract them too much. Because this type of people, if you attract, you
So, your opinion?
I have a daughter. She's only 10 months old now. And before, I was thinking, oh, I'm just going to have my child just be happy and whatnot. But now I'm thinking, oh, she's my child. And I would like for her to be the best at whatever she could be. It could be an awesome business person, or maybe a high-ranking politician, whatnot. I have, big dreams for my little girl.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I do agree with what Kenny was saying, to harbor in what's, the best for her skills, right? So for me, I believe to just find out what is working for her, maybe on body, on mind, on creativity,
Right.
and whatnot, and then with the other things, just keep doing the best you can.
Mm-hmm.
So if I could, I would always just be there and maybe be just supportive and try to
Right.
do the homework and whatnot, but not really push too much about study
Mhm.
without me, encouraging and also helping out. At the same time.
Right. I think we can all agree that parents should be there to support their children to pursue their dreams, right? Especially in their studies as well. How about those who haven't spoken yet? Do you want to share anything? Nothing yet. Yeah? Now, I'd like to point this out from the question statement. It says, some children receive too much pressure from their over-enthusiastic parents. What do you think this means? From their over-enthusiastic parents. I'll give you an example. In the Philippines, long time ago, a lot of parents would like their children to be nurses. It's because it was in demand. In the past, when I was young, the US or countries in the West hired a lot of nurses or needed a lot of nurses. So parents back then wanted their kids to be nurses because it's good money, right? But then the demand had passed. So those children of theirs who actually went to medical school to be nurses are now jobless because there are too many nurses in the Philippines. So that is just one disadvantage of being an over-enthusiastic parent, I would say. Anyone who would like to add on?
I would also like to point out, parents who are over-enthusiastic basically expect too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from the children. So like Teacher Paul said, it's best to understand your child, understand what they like, rather than forcing it on them. Just like you said about the Philippines, I see it about back home.
Mm-hmm.
Every parent wants their kid to be a doctor.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Why? Because it's good pay.
Yes, it's good.
Right? But not everybody wants to be a doctor. Some kids are special in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
One might be a good artist, but your parents want you to be a doctor. That conflicts with your natural ability, right? You end up doing something you don't love,
Mm-hmm.
and you just be working for the paycheck. So, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Teacher Davis. How about you guys? What do you think that means? Know any additional information on over-enthusiastic parents?
I would say that having enthusiastic parents is good, but because of the word too much.
Okay, this is the word too much, it becomes negative, right?
Because some hospital, if it's too much in everything,
Mhm.
or it's too less, it's not good.
That's true.
If they could control in a good condition,
Mhm.
they could support their children.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you, well said. Dale?
I think sometimes they are not wrong.
Okay.
Because they are not have many information like you.
Mm-hmm.
like we have information like too much learning cannot go. If we go in shortness, like they just look for the money. Like
Right.
one of the reasons sometimes they poor or something they want to be in the job, but especially that we the people, son, the children,
Yeah.
must talk with them. Like if they understand the author, like
That's
tell them
true. That's true.
the situation outside. It's too much because everybody want to go. You must tell them because they don't like first thing the social media. They
True.
use too much like that and the information they know to do like that. There's a lot of things to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we must talk to them.
Yeah.
Share the information.
Exactly. Basically, communicate. Like, communication is very important in order for the parents and their children to get along well, right? To agree on things, especially for you guys. You guys are graduating, so this is time for you to actually the time for you to communicate with your parents, right?
I have a question. Let's say parents say, we want you to be a doctor. And then you say, no, listen, mom and dad, I would like to do a different thing. Is that disrespectful?
I think it's not because these are parents like want to be who they are. No, like we must not be, it is the perspective of the children that's to do. What happens if the kid do with the parent not successful? Yeah.
There's a possibility, yes?
Yes, there are so many ways. If they're not successful, they cannot do the job.
That's true.
And finally, they will go their way.
That's true. And they
Because
can
they cannot follow their parent
That's
end of the line.
That's right. That's right. And they can just easily blame their parents for whatever happened to them, right?
Yeah. Especially like the university.
Yeah.
They can like do a lot many things like try even the part-time job or do class do things. The parent cannot know what do they do.
What they're doing,
That's right. That's right. Okay. Is there anyone else who would like to give anything else? Any additional details or information on the set topic? Yes.
Yes, for me, I think what is really like the cause of pressure from parents is also from the society.
Okay.
For example, society in Laos and in South Korea, it's really different. Right? In South Korea, like parents really pushing pressure on
True.
their children. The children studies up like 4 hours. It's still after the school. Yes, and it's because parents want like a good perception from society,
That's true.
a good society image, social standing.
Yes, the image.
Yeah,
Yes, they want to protect something, that image.
They want their kids to be the best.
That's right. Yeah,
For
that is
example,
totally
when
right.
they chit chat with their friends, they can tell,
They can brag about
it. It's in Harvard University.
Right.
She's the best at home.
Right. That's true. That's
And
true.
it's really toxic when it comes to like comparison.
That's when it becomes toxic.
They're like, in the age of 18, my daughter really already earned some money, but
Still studying, right?
At the age of 25, she got a job from
Right.
And then another parent will be like, see what this one's daughter is doing?
True, that's true. And that's when it becomes toxic and really a disadvantage to the kid. And I wouldn't say too much for the parents, but still, because they're hanging on to that idea that their kids can surpass other kids,
Yeah.
right? Yes, that is very
That's
true.
a great point.
Okay, so we're coming into the end of our pilot episode. Before we say our goodbyes, anyone who would like to add one final note? Yes, Laura, please. You're not confident.
When I do anything like Laos, I don't have motivation, I don't have good mindset to do it.
Because of the pressure from the parents. You're only doing this just because.
Of them.
Just because of them, not because you wanted to do, right? Not because that's what you want to do, but because it's just what your parents want, right? That's true. And
Yeah, I would say one thing of parents. I think for parents they should have limits.
yeah,
Limits of like to take care of the kids, not too much because if they're taking too much, the kids will like cannot stay alone, and if they don't have the parents, they cannot do anything.
that's true.
And other limits is don't get in too much of their kids'
Right,
life because
right.
they have their own life.
That's
And
true.
You should like stand outside the line
Yes, and
and
guide
just
them.
cheer up, not
Yes.
control their life.
That is true. That is true. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us into this pilot episode. It's been a success, and have a good day. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.